were it for a UK citizen who was murdered in Kenya, the way Agnes was done, the treatment that was even, according to Agnes, before she died, being put into a septic tank because she was put there alive. Definitely you could have seen the kind of action the government of UK would have taken against the suspects. We have seen examples. They don't stop it or let their citizens suffer injustice at the hands of foreigners or anybody.
Hey there, and welcome to Fanya Mambo Africa. This is a very special episode because it's been done on a day a major decision has been made in this country. And I'm speaking about a decision to issue a warrant of arrest for the British soldier who killed Agnes Wanjiru in 2012. With me in studio, I have the family, the niece of Agnes, and the lawyer of the family, who will at least update us on how this case is going. Karibuni sana Alfa House.
Asante sana.
Maybe introduce yourselves to our viewers. Let's start here.
My name is Nanyuki, the niece to the late Agnes Wanjiru and the family spokesperson.
Okay, karibu sana.
Asante.
Wakili.
Yes.
Salimia watu and tell them how you're involved in this case.
Yes. I wish to greet you all. And my name is Bio Kamau. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. And I am the one who has been following up with the family of the late Agnes the issues of justice for the family and to the late Agnes Wanjiru.
Okay. Karibu sana. So if you're new and you don't know about this case, Agnes Wanjiru was found murdered and thrown in Siwa, I think Siwa pit or something, in 2012. And the story of the case has been that she had been murdered by a British soldier. So Wakili, when we were planning to have this conversation today, we did not know of the happenings of today. And then as you walk in, I see an update that the High Court Judge Alexander Muteti has issued a warrant of arrest against a British national accused of committing murder in Nanyuki more than a decade ago. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, appearing on behalf of the Republic, informed the court that the accused has been charged with the offense of murder. The prosecution alleges that on the night of 31st March 2012 at Lions Court Lodge in Nanyuki, Laikipia, the accused committed the offense by killing Agnes Wanjiru. The prosecution told the court that the accused, who is a citizen of the United Kingdom, was not in attendance, prompting the application for a warrant of arrest to facilitate his extradition to Kenya. The prosecution further assured the court that although some of the witnesses are based in the UK, they will be made available during the hearing. The witnesses are in United Kingdom, but we will avail them. That's what the court had. And in granting the application, Justice Muteti has also directed that the media outlets must not publish the names of the accused or any witnesses listed in the bundle of evidence provided, citing the need to safeguard the integrity of the judicial process. Wakili, we start with you since you are on this case. What does this mean to the family and to Kenya?
One, the move to issue warrant of arrest against the suspect is highly welcome, though belated. The only problem we have with the family is that they were kept in darkness, even as the lawyers for the family were not informed of any proceedings going on in court. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution and the Director of Criminal Investigations owed the family and the lawyers for the family a duty of disclosure that any proceedings were going on. We were caught by surprise.
So you did not know this was happening today?
We were not aware, completely not aware. We are even wondering why the proceedings were being conducted hideously, which this case of Agnes is a case of public interest. And not only that, the family, the immediate family, is entitled to information, whatever is happening with the case of their own. They are the persons who suffered heavily. They ought to have been informed so that they could be in attendance either in person or through their advocates, so that they can be given the directions the case is taking and the kind of proceedings which are being conducted. Now we are caught by surprise.
Okay. Esther, you're the family spokesperson. Were you aware of this?
No, I was not aware, and I've also learned through the media, and it's unfortunate that even up to date, even though the decision have been made, we are still being kept in darkness, because that is darkness. Because why did they go even to court without telling us what is going on? And they know very well how long we have been following up with this case. Although, as much as we have been trying to get this information, we have always been kept in the dark. So we are not surprised. But I'm telling them now, since now everything is in the public, now they should do everything in public. Let everyone know, because they're not, those guys are guilty. It's not that they're innocent. There's evidence, there's witnesses. Now they have preferred charges against the perpetrator, so there's nothing to hide.
There's nothing to hide. Okay. When you see what has been mentioned, the warrant of arrest, how does this make you feel as a family?
It makes us happy, even though the warrant of arrest, yes, it has been issued. At least now we'll get to know now this guy. Although the court has said that the names should not be revealed, it's unfortunate that even the court, it's like they're even still protecting this guy, because it's like protecting him. He did it. He did what he did. He went ahead to joke. Even the senior commandants knew this is something that was reported in the wee hours. So I'm wondering, why are they hiding his name or his face? Because hiding his name is also hiding his face. Why are they doing that? And this is someone who knew what he had done, because going as far as even joking, saying that they are seeing a child crying at the grave, this is something that they knew, and they never, of course, they have been used to getting away with crimes in Kenya. Yes, of course, we are grateful the warrant of arrest has been issued, but there is a long journey ahead of us, the extradition process, which it will take ages.
Before we get to that process, I just want to understand. Basically, Wakili, just this basic update. What does it mean for the case, and where were we before this?
Well, this is like the beginning of the case, because the issue of extradition proceedings ought to have commenced when the inquest ended. But this is a long wait for justice, though it is happening today. However, the process is lengthy in that upon warrant being issued in Kenya, be aware that the suspect cannot just be arrested. This warrant has to be taken to UK so that now the warrant can be checked whether there is enough evidence to bring the suspect to Kenya for trial. What is the standing of our laws? What is the kind of evidence he's likely to face, and whether he's going to be treated fairly? Is a long process. The government of UK can refuse even to arrest him, even arrest him.
Even yes, with the issued warrant?
Yes, very, very true. It has to check the warrant. We don't control the UK government. Our courts cannot order or direct what will happen in UK. The UK is an independent country.
Yes.
It has to act on its own motion upon getting the warrant. It can refuse to arrest the person. It can move to arrest the person. And still, even if they actuate the arrest, then the proceedings have to commence there, so that there will be preliminary trials, of which the suspect has a right to oppose. And that right cannot be denied him, because it is within his constitutional right. So it's a long journey. The criminal process is quite lengthy. It is tedious. the family of the late Agnes Wanjiru has no control at all of the proceedings in the criminal process. They cannot say when the proceedings will commence or when they will be terminated. They will just be observers, by the way. They will be on the periphery.
Sounds like, I thought when we read it, we actually thought it's something that means now we're moving. But Esther, when you hear what Wakili is saying, and from just what now you've seen, you've been through the process for the 13 years, mentally, even for family in terms of socially, even for the daughter, Stacy, how does this whole thing play about for you and family?
This matter, it has been really traumatizing. It's still because we are yet to get justice because, yes, announcement have been made, but we are yet to get justice because we are not sure what the next step that will be taken, if the girl will be found guilty. So it has been a long journey, traumatizing, heartbreaking, saddening, to an extent that even the daughter has PTSD. We have psychiatrist report. My mom also has the same issue, severe PTSD, and even he was advised to have some drugs to be supporting her mentally because he's the one who witnessed all this, the post-mortem and everything. So for the family, it's been a long journey, traumatizing. And even me, because I've been in the forefront fighting, I can tell you it has not been easy, especially from June to now. We have tried everything. We are now at the very end because we tried everything after the Secretary of State for Defense left in April. Everything changed. And now we knew okay, we don't know now where to get up because after we had the meeting, we thought that our grievances will be addressed, but nothing was being done. Like everything was stuck, and it has not been easy. These guys can make you cry, and do nothing.
Okay, the Secretary of State for Defense, John Healey, was in the country. That was this year, and there was a meeting that the family, you people had with him. And even before then, there was someone who came, James Heapy. I think he was the UK Defense Minister, something.
Yeah.
And during his speech in Nanyuki, where he was addressing the BATUK, he was questioned about the issue of Agnes and said it was taking long, but they were working to make sure this whole thing was coming to an end. Not going into the details of the meeting, but how was that like?
First, Jim CP promised twice, but we never got a chance to meet him. But after the elections, we know the Labour Party won, and the Secretary of State for Defense then was an opposition leader in UK. So he promised that when he gets into the government, he'll ensure that we get justice and take action against all the Modis who are then failed to do. Yes, he promised even to meet the family. He came, he fulfilled his promise. But after his visit, that's when things changed. Until now, today, that's when I've seen at least some progress.
When you say things changed before this progress, what do you mean?
When you say things change is we thought that this guy will address our challenges because he's the most senior official, especially in this department that we are dealing with, the defense. Everything that we addressed during that meeting, nothing was done upon it. We asked for compensation. He said no. Later, we learned that the file has been taken back to the DCI. We tried to follow up to be given this information because we have never had any cooperation from the Kenyan government. So we have been relying on UK authorities to give us information. They told us even them, they have tried as much as possible to get this information, but they have not been able, of which it is ironical because these are people who died together. I've been seeing them, the DPP, the High Commissioner. So it's not that they never knew. They knew what was happening, but they didn't want to tell us what is happening. So, and it seems that at that time, like from April to today, it has not been easy because they were not giving us any information. Whatever we asked them, they refused totally. they were saying us, they were telling us to keep on waiting for the investigation to be through. That's when now we'll see progress, of which now today there is progress. So we are hoping that now whatever they have been waiting for, it is here. Now they can work.
Okay, that's 5 months, about 5 months since that visit. Wakili, when she talks about the frustrations in the 5 months, and now we've seen it's good progress, in my opinion. But now in terms of the way the law in Kenya is, vis-a-vis how the law is in the UK, because these are two independent states, what are the possibilities using the Kenyan law, and what are the possibilities considering we're dealing with a foreigner?
Now we are dealing with a case of a UK citizen who was a soldier here. This suspect, once the offense was committed, he ought to have been arrested here and tried here on our soil. Despite claims that he is immune to being tried, there is nothing like that. If you commit an offense in a country like ours, you ought to face our laws. So he should have been tried here. But what happened is that he was whisked away. So he escaped trial through assistance of the senior military officers.
Of the UK?
Yes. They whisked him away. They ought to have surrendered him to our government. That never happened. Our government also never sought for him to be surrendered. It is now close to 14 years that they have made the move. We normally say that the justice delayed is justice denied.
Yeah.
For all that period, close to 14 years, the family of the late Agnes have been denied justice. Not only that family, even the people of Kenya, because a foreigner comes and commits an offense in Kenya, but the crime and everything is just washed under the carpet, a massive cover-up. Now, we have begun the extradition proceedings. These are likely to take ages. For criminal justice to find the way, definitely we are facing a big hiccup.
You're saying ages, it's been already 13 years and like 6 months. When you speak of ages, what do you mean? Because that's already ages by itself.
That there is no specific time limit as to when the case will begin and when it will end. So definitely be aware that we are likely to face legal hurdles. One, in UK there is no death sentence. The suspect might claim that since our penal code allows death sentence, that he is likely to come here and be sentenced to death if he is found guilty. He might even claim that he is likely to be tortured here. That will create a big hiccup in the process. So the trial definitely will take long. I suspect that he will be unwilling to surrender himself to the country for justice to be done.
When you hear what he's talking about, out of just understanding, for the family, what is justice?
Justice to us, what justice means to us is action to be taken against this soldier, because this is something that he knew what he had done. The authorities never took any action. And also he has been protected. This is a criminal that has been protected for 13 years. So he should be punished. And looking back, the soldiers are well known in Kenya of getting away with crime. So this one should serve as a learning lesson. Because even they disposed her body in the hotel septic tank. And they knew very well that there was a family which had been left struggling and searching for Agnes. Yeah. And they knew, but they never told us. So he should be punished. He should be punished. The other thing, the UK government, to compensate the family who have been waiting for 13 years, they're the one who failed to take action. Because even there is Agnes' new cover-up that we learned that when the guy committed the crime, and disposed the body in the hotel septic tank, he went and told his friend that I've killed her, and one of them told him, where is she? And he took them to the septic tank and they saw the body. And one of the friends now, who we name him as Suja Y, told him, I'll never forgive you. And he called at the barracks for them to be picked up by their police. And when they were being picked, the driver could hear them arguing, I'll never forgive you. It was reported to the senior commandants, but they never took action. And worse still is even the senior commandants will joke with them, telling them, today don't go out strangling people. So it can show you how the cover-up that was there, and this is something the UK government knew, but they never took any action. And for that, they should compensate the family because of that trauma and for their inaction and failing to serve as justice. And they even know that as a child was left.
And more to that, there is a claim that this soldier committed the offense, if at all, when he was off duty. That claim can never work because we are yet to get a dismissal letter to show that time he had already been dismissed from employment. He was still underpaid day and night. So he was still an employee of the UK government as a military officer. So he was on duty 24 hours 7. So we can never go by that he was committing the offense when he was off duty, and that is that he was doing it not as a soldier, he was doing it alone there. We would want to get that letter of dismissal, or that when one is off duty, the UK soldiers, that they are never paid. Their salaries, they are out of work, they have been dismissed, or there is a suspension from work, which is not the case herein. And then, why would the senior military officers refuse to surrender the suspect to the Kenyan government after knowing that he had confessed to several soldiers that he had committed the offense and showed them where the body was? Instead, they took him away. And for now close to 14 years, no action has ever been taken by UK government against the suspect. Even our court, after making a finding in the inquest, a very respectable court, which had gone through all the evidence which had been availed to it, found that Agnes Wanjiru was murdered and the suspects were named in the inquest. If the government of UK is not culpable, why would they have protected this officer for so long? That goes without saying. They were even endangering the British citizens in UK and other persons, and even creating encouragement to other soldiers that they cannot commence or do an offense and just escape. It can just act as a catalyst in this case, because they feel like they are immune to do whatever they do. But immunity they claim is just being clothed with what's called it's impunity. They are clothing with the word immunity, purely to cover up whatever offense they commit. Actually, is the issue of the mighty oppressing the weak, because the case of Agnes, remember where the family she came from. She's from a family which has meager earnings, a family which is not endowed with powers, the political powers or wealth at all. So we as lawyers handle their matter voluntarily, but definitely their resources have been drained, matters of resources and even the strength. They have suffered a lot, surely. This is a case of justice really being denied to the family.
Do you think from this update happening today then, because I'm sure you're in communication with the British High Commission, which is the representative of the UK government in Kenya, since this announcement has been made, have you gotten any communication from them? Does it feel like their government is willing to push this ahead, or maybe to get the criminal, punished for their sins?
The High Commission has been cooperating with us, lawyers and the family. But the hurdle is who takes action against the suspect. The High Commission is a representative of UK government here, but more so is dealing with the issues of politics, the relationship between the UK government and the Kenyan government. And the commission has been okay with us. But we have not had any official communication from the High Commission relating to the case. That would have actually come from our government, because they are the ones who are handling the matter in Kenya. But we shall liaise with the High Commission to know how far they can go into making sure that the family of the late Agnes is assisted in these proceedings.
Okay. Just recently, some few, I think somewhere in June, July, there's a report that was released by ITV, and BBC did a story that was stating that some BATUK soldiers are using sex workers despite being banned, and this is a 2024 report, and they're doing it for sexual exploitation, even though they had their government or whatever the defense arm has banned that. Why do you think this is going on, even knowing very well there is a case about Agnes in court?
I think the British soldiers have no respect at all to the members of public they deal with. And when they are out of their country, that claim of immunity gives them angle that they feel they can do anything to the citizens of a country they are hosted. It's a high time the UK government takes against soldiers who act as such. Especially in this kind of a case, the British government ought to have put its foot on the ground, punished the soldiers, and even those who assisted the soldiers to escape justice. So it's not a matter of dealing with a suspect who is said to have committed the murder.
Yeah.
Even the senior officers who covered up for him should also face justice, including dismissal from employment. The other way the government need to handle this case of Agnes, the UK government, is to know that it is their officers who committed the offense. Murder, cover-up, and denying the family justice. They should compensate the family. In particular, the child who was 5 months old when her mother was murdered. It is sad that this child was denied the breasts of her mother, was even denied the knowledge to know who was her mother. She has come to understand of her mother from the media, which is a very sad treatment of a minor. It is too bad. So the UK government needed to do justice on that right. The British government actually prides itself on having one of the best systems of justice in the world. It's a system which is old. It's a system we have borrowed from. It's a system of justice we have tried to copy. So if we copy the wrong side of justice, then what would offer where the British government laws are cited or where British laws have been borrowed, then we shall have injustice spreading all over.
Do you think it's because she was a black person? Or a Kenyan for that matter?
You never remove that kind of treatment from this kind of a case, because we wonder why it would take so long to grant justice, where other offenses we know of have been committed recently, including rape, and action has been taken against the suspects by the UK government. Recently, there was a rape case suspected, committed by a soldier, and that soldier faced the music. Case is ongoing. Another one is whereby a lady was molested sexually by a senior officer. Unfortunately, her case was not treated fairly by the senior officers. It was wished away. Too unfortunate that that lady committed suicide. And it is after committing suicide that now the Department of Defense, the soldiers, have actually apologized and said that she was unfairly treated. So we have that kind of a problem of just wishing away something which is very serious. The British government should lead by example so that our countries and others can have a lot of respect for their institutions, in particular, the Department of Defense.
And just the respect for human life, I suppose, irrespective of the color. Esther, when I saw, I was reading part of the story about the soldiers still doing the same crimes in 2025. And there was a part, it says that in June this year, one of the soldiers who was stationed at the BATUK center in Nanyuki was sent back to the UK after an allegation, after he was actually accused of rape. When you see such things still happening, and you hear stories because you're based in Nanyuki, so you actually get them firsthand and you see them moving around the town, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel sad. And in that case, it makes, you see, the UK government has always been the forefront saying how they advocate for human rights. But for that case, it was a case between the soldiers themselves, a soldier and another soldier. So the action was taken immediately, and it can show you they are racist, because we have been having so many cases after Agnes' case popped out. So many cases came to light of even sexual harassment, and we have never seen anyone being punished. And the guys always report, but when you report at the local police station, at our local police station, the case is not taken serious. The reason why is because the UK government, the one that funds us, so how can you report your donor? So there is issue. And I don't know what's happening with the British government, especially the soldiers, when it comes to the issues of soldiers. I think they feel entitled while they're in Kenya, since they know they can get away with anything, they are immune. Because even as in the constitution petition that we filed here in Kenya, they told the court they are immune, they can be sued in Kenya. So I wonder even how the warrant of arrest has been issued, because they said that they can't be sued in Kenya, they are immune. So there is a very big issue with these soldiers and the laws which govern them while they are in Kenya. And that's why even the MPs, our MPs, should do something, not just getting, because they get support, of course. Let them not be pocketed by the support they get. Kenyans are suffering in Samburu, Laikipia, and Doldo because of these soldiers. And we have never seen any justice being served. Now I think Agnes' case will be the first case, because in most cases, compensation is only done, but the soldiers never get punished. So I think Agnes' case will be the first one. If this guy get punished, it will be the first case, because I've never read anywhere there is a soldier who have been punished because of a crime he committed here in Kenya. So I think there is a big problem with this, with the British Army.
There's a big problem.
Very big.
On the issue of compensation, to add on that, there has been several communications to the family that they have to await the criminal trial to be concluded, so that the government either can consider dealing with the issue of compensation. We have several examples whereby people were never tried of committing crimes, but the UK government went ahead to compensate the families of the victims. Like we had a case of the Mau Mau, and eventually no one was charged to our knowledge with committing atrocities against the Mau Mau or during the Mau Mau period, who is a soldier from UK or the ones who were representing UK government then, the administrators here. There is a case of Rorodaiga whereby a fire caused by the soldiers burnt massive acres of land, and so many people suffered out of that.
Yes.
And they got compensation. Nobody was tried of causing that fire or committing an offense against the Kenyans, but they went ahead to compensate. So you wonder why they cannot compensate the case, the family of the late Agnes, arising from this commission of the crime by one of their own, despite all that period. You wonder why and why she's being treated as such, or why they should look down upon that family and even the late Agnes. This case of late Agnes, we are going not to relent in the fight and the struggle for justice to the family. We shall not shy away from keeping on pushing, and we shall always advocate that whether we are there or not, people of Kenya should keep on following up this case. Whether they do it today, whether they compensate the family today, or they fail to do that today or these years when we are working for the family, definitely we shall advocate that people should follow up to see justice done, because Agnes is just one of the people who has been murdered, or the family which has lost their loved one. But many more have done that before. But we would like that there be set an example that this kind of offense should not go unpunished.
True.
We should actually follow justice to the end, to the very last drop of every Kenyan. We should sweat to see that justice is done. Because definitely, unless we work like that, then foreigners and others will never respect the Kenyan. And even this should be a call to those who fight for human rights, and in particular, those who fight for women's rights. Because Agnes, being a young lady, a young mother, ought not to have been treated as such. So that it should be a call to to women world over, also to put their effort in seeing that justice is done. Not only people of Kenya, but the world over. Otherwise, justice will never be done if we close our eyes, if we do not see Agnes as one of human beings, and many more might face the same fate.
That's very profound, and I believe at least Kenyans have been pushing for this, and that's why we keep doing these stories, because if we don't speak out, then we will be enablers in a way. Wakili Mbiu, do you then think the UK government perhaps feels entitled because they have so many projects going on in this country where they put in their money, be it in health, be it in education, be it even in the security, because they train our soldiers in other aspects? Then do you think that they feel they're entitled to do whatever they want, and then with that they feel we put in so much money in this country that we cannot be punished for it?
No, we do appreciate the good relationship which we have had with the UK government, including actually development.
Yeah.
We owe them a lot. We also owe them a lot in issues of security and training our soldiers. We appreciate that. But when it comes to issues of human rights, we have a very, very big issue. There is a lacuna that the UK government has not been doing enough on the issues of human rights as far as Kenyan citizens are concerned. If, and God forbid, were it for a UK citizen who was murdered in Kenya, the way Agnes was done, the treatment that was even, according to Agnes, before she died, being put into a septic tank because she was put there alive. Definitely you could have seen the kind of action the government of UK would have taken against the suspects. We have seen examples. They don't stop it or let their citizens suffer injustice at the hands of foreigners or anybody. So we are calling upon the UK government that that good relationship they have been having with the Kenyan government, the Kenyan citizens, should go a long way to issues of human rights observance and concerns about human rights, and in particular where their soldiers are concerned. Other members of public, do not have a lot of quarrel with. We have a lot of tourists who visit here, but we do not have usual complaints about them. But when it comes to soldiers, actually there is a lot of problem. We need a lot of discipline of their soldiers, including before they come to Kenya, they should go through the human rights again, and maybe refresher courses, so that once they come to this country, they should know that deal with the people you find there as human beings, not as chattels. Treat them fairly.
Yeah.
And we should make sure that if any soldier misbehaves in our country, the trial commences here, where the witnesses are. Before even memories fade, before witnesses die. But you, under this case of Agnes Wanjiru, has taken too long, maybe awaiting memories to fade, witnesses to die, or people to forget. But be assured that we shall keep on lighting this fire. We shall never forget.
And you're doing a fantastic job at it.
Yes, we are not going to allow this case to close until it is closed in a fair and just way. That the family is assured, and it happens. Because justice has to be seen to be done.
Yeah. And not just be seen.
Yes, and again, justice which is covered, which is done in darkness, can never be justice. That would be injustice. Like the trial which was going on today, hideously. It cannot be called justifiable. It will tantamount to injustice where the family is denied information of what concerns them going on without their knowledge. That is injustice, surely.
Yeah. When he's speaking about justice, and I'm sure you've, the Committee on Defense in Kenya, which is led by, the Parliamentary Committee led by Honorable Nelson Koech, what has been the latest interaction with the committee and any assurances they've given you as family, or any communication? Or any steps you've seen them take that have given you some form of assurance?
I think the only step that the Defense Committee took, it's coming to the inquiry that they conducted last year, and it is 1 year. It is 1 year down the line. We have not received any report. We have just been seeing them summoning people. The DCI have also been before them. But it's unfortunate that we have never received that report. We have also seen them in some cases saying that they will do away with the DCA agreement just because the High Commissioner snubbed the committee. Although I find it hypocritical, because the defense chair was in UK in July. I never heard anywhere that he addressing the issues of the soldiers. He never. So, and he came back. Now after coming back, that's when now he's complaining of the UK government is not doing this. Of course, we have been assured so many times, and their assurance without doing anything, I don't think there is any, it doesn't give us yes, you have assured us you'll do something, but nothing is happening. So it's a fake promise. So, and then we have been having issues because the parliamentaries are say they have their own stand, the DPP has their own stand, and then there is the UK government that has their own stand. And I think even in my recent interview, I said they should come together and know how they will work together so that we can have justice. So even after this announcement being made today, I don't know what the committee will say, because for them they are like, but the DC agreement says this, and we have now the criminal laws that the DPP will say this is what we follow. So I'm like, it's a really other whole process, but I'm hoping that even the committee will put more laws and learn from Agnes' case. Let them not wait for another case or something else to happen so that they can work on it, because they failed for the past 13 years. They failed because this is not the first committee. We have been having so many committees. We have had 3 presidents. So many people have been in position, but they have failed to act. So let them do something about these issues, especially issues concerning the soldiers.
To add on that, the Parliamentary Defense Committee, in handling the case of the late Agnes, had the image, the opportunity to redeem the image of our parliament by handling the case in a fair and justifiable way, and making a stand finding, making recommendation to the executive arm of the government on the way it should treat such a, like the case of Agnes, when it is dealing with the foreign relations. The Parliamentary Committee, which has not given us any recommendation to date, should have acted in a way that the executive would be directed or be oversighted on how it deals with the foreign countries, especially those who are hosted in our country. The opportunity is almost dying away because the Parliamentary Defense Committee has kept the family again in darkness. We have not heard of any recommendations. We know what such recommendations made to the executive. Even our president would be in a position to mitigate for the family, especially when he is dealing with the counterparts in UK. But the parliament has gone to slumberad. How long are they going to wait to do justice to the family of the late Agnes? Are they going to wait until another election happens and another parliament comes into place? Or they'll just make a finding and it is just put in the archives of parliament and it gets dust there? Or they are going to do justice at this hour? Because if they do not do justice at this time, then who will do justice for the family? Why were they in the first place? Calling upon the family, witnesses, just to listen to them, do writing something and keep it away. If it's a matter of justice, and I say again, justice should be open. It should be there on the pedestal for all to see. It cannot just be hidden somewhere, like writing a right and covering it with a debe. That is not what we elected the parliamentarians to go and do. We as Kenyans elected them to go and do justice to the citizens of Kenya. Otherwise, if they don't do justice to the citizens of Kenya, why should they have gotten our votes? It's a high time they prove that they earn their salaries from the taxpayers' money for purposes of doing work for the Kenyan citizens. Otherwise, they have no business taking our taxes. And we know how we treat them well. Sure. They live luxurious lives. And they should actually do something. We are suffering as Kenyans, despite having good laws and despite having very intelligent parliamentarians, but we do not know why they forget the reason as to why we voted them in.
I hope the Nelson-led committee takes this. Now that a decision has been made today, I am sure or hopeful rather that they'll have to take in some steps because this calls for their contribution. So Wakili, something else that has been given from this is a date of 21st October, is it? What is expected and what happens?
I believe that is a mentioned date to know the progress, whether the DPP has handed over the warrant of arrest to the relevant UK authorities, and if the warrant has been acted on, and if any proceedings have commenced in UK, is actually a matter of updating our court.
Okay. So that's basically just it for 21st.
Yes.
Okay. As we come to the end of this, Esther, for you, when you look back to what you've been through for the 13 years, the decision that has been made today, and steps next, I am aware that you opened a GoFundMe account to fundraise and you're supposed to travel to the UK. I don't know if we're going with Wakili. What is that about? And then how is that affected with the decision made today?
Yes, I'm planning to go to the UK. Even today, I was at the visa agency, and I'm traveling from 11th October to 20th. Our visit was to go and lobby there because we saw there's nothing was being done upon our case, and now we decided to take this fight to their doorsteps, the UK government. Yes, today the big announcement have been made, although it was not the first time that I've had this. This is something that the family has been knowing for some time. Like we were being promised that it will be made in January. Like it has been every time that we've been told it will be open, we wait and nothing was being done. So today that's when I've learned it's true. Now it is happening, but we are still going to the UK because there's the issue of compensation. Yes, the warrant of arrest has been issued. There's extradition process in which we don't know what will happen next. So our visit is still there. We are going to meet with the Secretary of State for Defense again. We'll also be addressing the MPs, House of Commons and House of Lords. I'll be also meeting activists, and I'll be addressing the press while there.
If someone wanted to put some money to the GoFundMe accounts, what are the details?
There is the link, or also if you want to contribute, you can also send me through my M-Pesa number, which is 0792 39 12 42, and it will really help because it's shocking that the UK government and Kenyan government waited until until we made such a move to go to the UK. That's when now they are saying that they're preferring churches. It's unfortunate, but the fight is still on because we are yet to get justice. So we are still traveling to the UK to demand justice, because also it will be the first time that the family will go to the UK. We have never, no one of us have ever gone to the UK to demand justice. And this time that even the UK government has been taking advantage, knowing that even the family can't access UK. So no one is coming here to bother us. But now we are going there. The plan is still on. Yeah.
Okay.
What we know is that majority of the UK citizens are sympathetic to the family of the late Agnes. We are aware that there are so many people of goodwill who will support this cause, who do not support injustice, who do not support cover-ups of cases of this nature. Because definitely, if such an offense occurs in Kenya and is committed by a soldier, and the soldier is whisked away to UK, the UK citizens are also in danger of such a person attacking their own, or such a person encouraging others to do the same. So we believe that the UK citizens will give us a lot of support, like the way they voted the Labour government, because one of the issues which was raised by the Labour government then, which had not come into power, was the issue of case of Agnes and doing justice to the death of the family of late Agnes Wanjiru. So we know that the UK citizens are in support of our cause, and we hope they will continue also giving support, not only in this case, but in many more which are known world over, having been committed.
And we wish you the very best with that. Before we end, maybe your final message, especially to the UK government. I believe it's critical for you.
My last thing I can say to the UK government is they ensure that the family gets compensation. I know they can say, you wanted justice, the guy has been arrested, what else do you want? They're the one who failed to take action and they covered up. So they should compensate for the sake of this child who is going through a lot mentally, and also for this family which has been suffering for the last 13 years. And I also like them to do better and to do the right thing. They have been used to the culture of impunity and covering up things. They should do better. The way they have been out saying how they are advocating for human rights, let them read by examples. And by examples is even in the host countries, well, even the soldiers are here. They should do better. For sure, they should do better because there are so many families suffering. It's not an Agnes family alone. There are also other cases which have not yet gotten justice. So the UK government should do better. And even the Kenyan government should also do better. Because for them, it's only for the benefits. They only care about what they are getting from the UK government. But we are an independent country. We are a sovereign country. So we also have our rules here. Let them not only care about what they are getting from these colonialists, but they should also care about the victims of these British atrocities, now their own citizen. Because Agnes was a Kenyan citizen, and it is unfortunate even our Kenyan government failed us as the family. So they should do better.
They should do better.
Yes, we also appeal to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, to intervene and find a way out how this family can be assisted due to his good relationship with the UK government. And I believe this can happen as there is good relationship with UK as of now. So, and politically, the president can intervene and see that justice is done, because the family has no control of the criminal process.
Yeah.
They have no control. It's a government-to-government thing. They will just be called as witnesses or observers. But that does not really help them. That is our stand and our position on that.
Okay. And with before I conclude, I would just want to hear you. She has spoken about compensation, and so have you. What figure would you give as compensation? Because in real sense, compensation means you have to pay money, just like even the Mau Mau people were paid. What would be a figure that would be good enough for the life of Agnes, for her daughter, for her family, for the whole 13 years, 14, and the wakili and everything?
There is no figure enough to compensate the life of a person.
Yes.
Because the life of a person cannot be up for sale. It cannot be measured in monetary terms. The compensation usually goes to the great end to compensate for the pain, loss of income, and the suffering the family has undergone through. So, which is called general damages. In this line, there is no specific figure as of now. is something the two parties, that is the family of the victim and the UK government, can sit down and discuss on what would be on the table to compensate the family. But I repeat, there is no enough amount which can compensate the life of a person.
True. You've given a message to our president, of course. I mean, we rely a lot on him on such issues, but maybe your message to the government of UK, because they're involved in all this.
To the family, to the UK government, we say this: it's never too late to do justice. Do justice now. Do not wait for the child sired by Agnes Wanjiru to reach the age of majority, when she will be told she is on her own to take care for herself. This is high time when she is undergoing education. This is the time she is so much in need. This is the high time to settle the issue of justice. We also appreciate that the UK government would offer serious assistance and cooperation in dealing with the criminal case by ensuring that no hurdles are faced, no stumbling blocks are created in UK for this soldier to avoid justice for years and years to come. Know that justice delayed is justice denied. We would appreciate if the government would call upon the family and settle the issue of compensation as soon as possible.
Wow. Thank you very much, Esther and Wakili Mbiu. Totally appreciate your time. And at least we have seen some progress, and we hope that now moving forward it becomes easier, as Wakili has stated. And we pray and hope that Agnes finds justice. It's the only good thing and humane thing to do. And to our president, we have a lot of faith in you. We know you can make this happen. Just maybe try communicate with the UK government to make this case move faster. And hopefully we can see justice happen to one of us, because Agnes was a Kenyan citizen, and as such, she deserves to get justice. To you who has been watching, thank you so much. You can tell us what you think about this whole case in the comment section, and send an encouragement message. And also remember to support Esther in the case. She gave the number. You can just play it back and you will find. And let's see that Agnes gets justice. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.